Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to get into this article by BuzzFeed News talking about the 5 Memphis police officers who beat Todd Nichols to death. The article is titled 5 Memphis police officers have been charged with the murder and the death of a black man who was allegedly beaten by cops in a traffic stop. I find it hard to be allegedly beaten when they got it on camera. Here are the 5 goons now. Five former Memphis police officer was charged with the second-degree murder and other crimes in connection with the death of a 29-year-old Todd Nichols, who died after allegedly being beaten by cops during a traffic stop, officials announced Thursday. Tyrese Bean, 24, Darius Haley, 30, Emmett Martin III, 30, Desmond Mills Jr., 32, and Justin Smith. Desmond Mills Jr., 32, and Josh Smith, 28, were indicted by a grand jury and booked at the Shelby County Jail, according to the officials and online inmate records. All 5 charged with second-degree murder, aggressive assault, All 5 are charged with second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, officer misconduct, and official. Shelby District Attorney Stephen Mulroy said, while each of the 5 individuals played a different role in the incident in question, the actions of all of them resulted in the death of Todd Nichols. They are all responsible, Morrow told reporters during a news conference. 5 former cops, who are all black, were fired last week after the Memphis Police Department internal investigation department that they violated several department policies, including executing use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid. In a video statement posted Wednesday, Memphis Police Chief Sharon Davis said that officers were found to be directly responsible for the physical abuse of Nichols. The father and FedEx worker had been pulled over for reckless driving on January the 7th, with multiple confrontations occurring between him and the officer, according to an initial account shared by police. Afterward, the suspect complained of having a shortness of breath, and was the time an ambulance was called to the scene, police said. Nichols arrived at the hospital in critical condition and died 3 days later. On June 10th, officers have not released a cause of death, but an independent autopsy performed on behalf of Nichols' family indicated that he suffered asphyxiation. He suffered from extensive bleeding caused by a several beating, the attorney said. Attorneys Ben Crump and Antonio Romanuzzi, who are representing the family, said in a statement that the news of the charges given us hope as we continue to push for justice for Ty. This young man lost his life in a particular disgusting manner that points to the. Oh my God, man! What the? Let's see what you meant. This young man lost his life in a particular disgusting manner that points to the desperate need for charging and reforming, they said. This tragedy meets the absolute definition of a needless Uh, this tragedy meets the absolutely definition of a needless and certainly death. See, that's what I mean, because people don't use these words. Unless people think they do. Now, he will report shot. Definition of a needless and unnecessary death. Ty loved ones lives with four. Ty loved ones lives where. Ty loved ones lives where, for every charge when he was beaten to death, and we will keep saying his name until justice is served. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has been investigating the officer's actions, while the Department of Justice has also opened up its own civil rights investigation into the incident. Police have not released any additional information about the officer's interactions with Nicholas, but his family believes that the officers tased, pepper sprayed him, and brutally beat him to the point where he was unrecognizable. The family had also been sharing a graphic photo of Nichols lying in a hospital bed shortly before his death, at protests over his death. In the image, his face appears swollen and bruised. A breathing tube is showing coming out of his bleeding mouth. Ugh, poor man. Compared the legs beaten to the Rodney King, whose 1991 beating at the hands of Los Angeles police sparked widespread outrage and riots following the acquits of the officers who were responsible. Alright, Rodney King. Tyree lost his life from his violent attack. Crump and Romulsi said in a statement. However, we are again so many years later. These officers must face the consequences of taking this young man's life and robbing his family of their loved one. Justice is the only path forward. On Thursday, Morrow said the city of Memphis released body cam footage and other videos of the incident sometime after 6 p.m. Friday. He confirmed that pepper spray was deployed and that Nichols experienced serious injuries during the incident. After some period of time of waiting around afterward, he was taken away by ambulance. Morrow said he declined to go into further details about the suggested delay in Nichols receiving treatment for his injuries. When asked to explain the reason behind the aggressive kidnapping charges, Morrow said that at a certain point in the incident, the officer detains. He declined to go into further details about the suggested delay in Nichols receiving treatment for his injuries. When asked to explain the reason behind the aggressive kidnapping charges, Morrow said that at a certain point in time in the incident, the officer's detention of Nichols, regardless if it was ever a legal detention, clearly became illegal. In her video message Wednesday, Davis, the Memphis police chief, described the officer as not just a professional failing, but also as failing of basic humanity towards the individual. This incident was heinous, reckless, and inhuman, she said. The chief said other Memphis police officers remain under investigation for the department policy violation. She urged the community to protest peacefully with the body cam footage is released to the public. Yeah, you are talking about black people. Now this is a calling card for inciting violence or destruction, David said. Well, no, well, y'all did violently kill the man. That's the end of the article. And these chumps right here, who also I seen the video, they was known for fist pumping after beating him, like they was proud of it. This remind me of that scene. If anybody remember Boys in the Hood, if you were born like in the early 80s, and you probably seen Boys in the Hood. In Boys in the Hood, you see like a black cop who's dark skinned as hell, and he harassing black people. And the white cop saying he had more sense. This remind me of that. I need to find a clip and play it for y'all guys to see you know what I'm talking about, because in that movie in LA, they actually talk about how black cops are no different from white cops. And black people always say it doesn't matter what color the officer is, police officers all hate black people and will attack them. That's all I gotta say. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new videos.